As the Dallas Cowboys gear up for the next phase of their offseason, organized team activities, OTAs, minicamps, and eventually training camp, there remains unfinished business that could significantly impact the outlook for 2025. Though some progress has been made, Dallas still faces pressing decisions and lingering gaps that must be addressed to solidify the roster. First and foremost, wide receiver remains a glaring area of concern. While the team added Paris Campbell and a few undrafted free agents, these moves have not meaningfully elevated the receiver core. It's a thin group, one injury away from becoming one of the weakest in the league. With the market dwindling in May, two names emerge as viable veteran additions: Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper. Both players carry some baggage. Allen has struggled to stay healthy for a full season, and Cooper's production has dipped slightly. But they bring veteran route-running savvy and instant chemistry. Cooper in particular would be a natural fit, given his past connection with quarterback Dak Prescott and familiarity with the offensive system. The decision would come down to a question of short-term impact. Do you value Allen's steady hands or Cooper's history with the team more? Regardless of who they pursue, it's critical that Dallas act soon. Standing pat could leave the team exposed, especially considering the rising offensive firepower across the NFC. Beyond wide receiver, the Cowboys must turn their attention to contract situations involving cornerstone players. Chief among them is Micah Parsons. The all-pro pass rusher is due for a mega extension, one that will likely reset the non-quarterback market. Dallas must be proactive here. Delaying could invite complications, especially with other elite defenders like TJ Watt and Aiden Hutchinson also approaching extensions. Parsons, who has recorded double-digit sacks every season since entering the league, is on a Hall of Fame trajectory. Locking him in now, likely to a deal worth more than $40 million annually with upwards of $125 million guaranteed, would stabilize the defense and send a strong message of long-term investment. A 5-year deal seems to be the target structure, with the Cowboys hoping to balance cap flexibility and market-setting guarantees. At the same time, Dallas would benefit from adding a versatile cornerback, especially one with nickel coverage skills. While Daron Bland and a recovering Trevon Diggs headline the secondary, depth is a major question mark. Israel Mukuamu can play inside, but trusting him with full-time duties could be risky. The team needs insurance, ideally someone who can handle both slot and boundary assignments. Names like Mike Hilton and Kendall Fuller offer experience in the nickel role, though both come with recent performance concerns. Asante Samuel Jr., while primarily an outside corner, has traits that suggest he could shift inside if needed. If Dallas can secure one of these players for under $5 million, it would be a valuable investment, especially given the current $30+ million in cap space. Depth is also a concern at defensive tackle. While Osa Odigizua is a reliable interior presence, the group behind him is inexperienced and unproven. Mozzie Smith must take a noticeable step forward, and rookie late-rounders like Jay Toya and Justin Rogers can't be expected to anchor the line just yet. Solomon Thomas adds rotational flexibility, but isn't enough to shore up the unit. Two intriguing targets come from Chicago: Andrew Billings and Jervon Dexter. Billings offers veteran stability at nose tackle and familiarity with similar defensive schemes. Dexter, a second-round pick in 2023, is a 6'6" athlete who fits the Cowboys' mold and may be a trade candidate given the Bears' recent investments on the defensive line. Either player would immediately elevate the Cowboys' run defense and rotational depth. The Cowboys' front office should also shift focus toward extending key young talent before the market spikes further. Chief among them is offensive lineman Tyler Smith. Entering his third season, Smith has emerged as one of the NFL's premier young guards, and his versatility to slide out to tackle only adds to his value. A deal now could cost Dallas roughly $22 million per year, a figure that will likely look like a bargain a year from now. Smith's penalties have trended in the right direction, and his ability to hold the left side of the line together, despite rotating pieces in 2024 underscores his value. Beating the market to the punch could save Dallas significant money long-term while giving them flexibility if Tyron Smith's replacement at left tackle falters. Another extension worth exploring is Daron Bland's. Bland is coming off an injury, but was one of the most productive corners in the league prior to that. The Cowboys may want to get ahead of the market, especially if Bland is asked to remain in the nickel role. Slot cornerbacks tend to earn significantly less than their outside counterparts. So securing Bland with that in mind could create tension later if his role isn't reflected in his pay. With outside corner deals like J.C. Jackson, $30 million guaranteed, and J.C. Horn, $25 million, setting recent benchmarks, Bland's value may fall somewhere in between. Locking him in before Diggs' deal comes off the books could offer cap clarity and maintain locker room harmony. Finally, Marcus Bickley, running back remains a fluid situation. Though the team drafted talent, including Phil Mafah, and has returning depth with Deuce Vaughn, it would be wise to monitor the trade market. Names like Dameon Pierce, Jerome Ford, and even Travis Etienne could become available depending on how other rosters shake out. Etienne in particular is intriguing. The Jaguars have invested in multiple backs, raising questions about Etienne's long-term fit. If the price is right, and the Cowboys want a more dynamic option in the backfield, he could become a target. Other names like Kenneth Walker, Kendra Miller, or Rashawn Johnson might become options depending on cuts or trade offers leading into preseason. While it's unlikely the Cowboys make a splash at running back soon, staying alert could pay off if younger backs underperform early in camp or if a key contributor suffers an injury.